Triple E EDC back again with another knife video. This is the Tucson TS-74. Very interesting knife. Yeah, as you can see, has a very interesting shape right off the bat. Tucson is a company that is, as I've mentioned in some of my other videos, that is a Chinese company. I think they did some non-branded knives, for a while, and then they moved into doing some of their own designs. They work with a guy, Night Morning, and you can see Night Morning Designs right there. That's the maker's mark. And Night Morning Designs has done a lot of their designs for the myriad of models they push out. Now this knife, just to give you a heads up, is not so readily available. I think you can find it on AliExpress or something now. But all the places, all the dealers where it used to be located, don't seem to carry it anymore, seem to be out of stock. I'm not sure if more is coming, but it's just something to be aware of. The prices also vary on this, but I'll get to pricing in a little bit. But let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So here is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, which is a good size comparison for it, and the Para 3. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Spyderco Shaman, which is another good size comparison for it, and the Benchmade Griptilian Super Freak. The Ontario Rat 1, CJRB Centros, and these are also pretty good size comparisons for it. Okay, so let's talk about the Tucson TS-74. What's good about it? Well, there's actually a lot of great things about this knife. First of all, the pocket clip on here, despite Tucson's having terrible pocket clips a lot of the time, at least in the early models, such as this one, this pocket clip is actually quite nice. It works very well. It's one screw. It's titanium, and it works very, very well. You got G10 handles on here, and D2 construction, D2 blade. That's very, very nice for the price. And one of the great things about this is the price on this is pretty much between $37 and $48, depending on where you buy it. What's available now is the $48 price range on AliExpress. Not that I, recommend AliExpress really, but that's the only place it's available right now. So what's absolutely great about this is this can be opened in a lot of different ways. This is one of the best fidget knives I've ever had. This can be, Spidey flicked open with the ring finger, which is my main choice for that. Pinky, which is a great choice for that. It can be rolled open with the thumb. It can be flipped open with the back flipper right there. It can be front flipped open. There's a front flipper on it. I like to sit here a little bit and just, it's hard to do it under here, but, while I'm watching TV, I might, just do one of these. Whoop, I can't even do it underneath the camera. But what I normally do is I'll just sit here and sort of flip it with my finger back and forth. Yeah, it's sort of hard to do with the camera. But yeah, I think you get the idea. It can also be waved open because the D10 is a little weak, but I actually think it works on this knife, and part of the reason the D10's weak is because most of the weight on the blade is out here rather than over here. So, the D10 is fairly decent. It just has that issue where the weight is distributed in the blade a little bit. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and test the balance point on this, and the balance point is about right here. So it's a little bit front heavy, just so you know, but that's okay. I will say, as far as the ergonomics on it, it looks like the ergonomics would be terrible, which is one of the reasons I originally didn't want to have this knife. But once I picked it up and once I got it in hand, the truth is that this cutout and the rest of it, along with the jimping right here, actually make for a decent ergonomics. It is not great ergonomics. It's not really even good ergonomics, but it's acceptable ergonomics. It's pretty good for what it is. So that's that. Also, it's on bearings, which is you know, it's drop shut, especially with the weight distributed towards the end of the blade. It really, really drops shut, and this is probably my favorite budget knife. So that's great. What's bad about this? You know, not really much of anything. For the price, you can't really beat it. It's, you know, like I said, 37 to 48 bucks. And the blade shape on this, although while it's weird, I started cutting a bunch of boxes with it, and it's actually a lot more enjoyable than I thought it was. So, great design, all I gotta say. Highly recommend this for the price, and go ahead and get one if you can get your hands on one. This one I actually sold more as a favor to somebody else who expressed that he really liked it, and I have a lot of knives, so I figured I'd pass it on to somebody else who would enjoy it. If I can get my hands on another one, great. If I can't, you know, I'm happy to pass it along. But I do highly recommend this, and I think everyone should get one if they have, you know, a decent-ish collection with some other knives that are more hard use. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe and the notification bell, and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching.